Ananyata, single-minded devotion means all your faith is reposed in God. You don't have faith in your other crutches. See, people think I'm well protected because I've got $1 million in my bank balance. My old age is taken care of. Somebody thinks I'm well protected because my husband is the governor or whatever. Or because I'm so intelligent, my health is all right, I've got the life insurance, etc., etc. So this is taking the support of other things. And in the spiritual realm also, we take the support of these sadhans. I will attain God because I have chanted so much and because I have focused my mind in nirvikalp, etc., etc. But Jagadguru Ramanujacharya put it very well when he said, there are three kinds of people who approach God. The first kind consider God to be the means and the world to be the end. In other words, hey Bhagavan, please give me the world. So God is the means, the world is the end. This is the first kind of people who go to God. God is the sadhan. The world is the sadhya. Their goal is the world. The second kind of people who consider the world to be the means and God to be the end. In other words, the sadhan is the worldly thing. So much japa, so much dhyan, so much sadhana. And the goal is God. So through my sadhana, I will attain Him. My support, my faith is, my sadhana is good enough to take me there, or it will become. These first two categories of people don't attain God. The third category do. Who are they? For them, God is the means and God is the end. In other words, their faith is not in their sadhan. Their faith is in the grace of God. By His grace, I will attain Him. I will do my sadhan to attract His grace. But it is not sadhan because He is not sadhan sadhya. He is kripa sadhya. He is attained by His grace alone. To attract His grace, I am doing Hare Ram and doing so many things. But ultimately, it is His grace which will lead to His realization. So those who depend upon His grace, they will attain Him. Now, if we wish to engage in Bhakti, Naradji says, remember this definition of Ananyata. Repose all your faith in the grace of God alone. So we have to take out from the mind dhan bal ashray, your faith in your wealth. Swajan bal ashray, your faith in your relatives. Pad bal ashray, faith in your post. Sadhan bal ashray, in your sadhan. So it's not that you stop doing these things, but internally you decide, what is the value of these? You have money today, gone tomorrow. Easy come, easy go. That is the nature of Lakshmi. Lakshmi is called Chanchala. She is very chanchal. Today she is here, tomorrow she is there. Bahare duniya hai chand roza. न चल यहां सिर उठा उठा करके खुदा ने ऐसे हजारों नक्शे बिगाड़ डाले बना बना करके. It doesn't take much. All of a sudden everything changes. Health can change. Today you are all right. and tomorrow one little germ and everything changed. So if your faith is upon these material crutches, then you will be in tension because they may help you, they may not. And the other thing is these material crutches will lead to pride. The pride of post. Nahi ko asa janma jagmahi prabhuta pai jahi mad nahi. When Daksh became proud, he was the Prajapati, progenitor, the mental child of Brahma. So he became proud. I am the progenitor, everybody should respect me. The yajna was going on. He deliberately entered late to see how people respond. Everybody stood up. Daksh has come. But Brahma, his father, and Shiv, Mahadev, kept sitting. Daksh felt insulted. He did not see that hundreds have got up. He saw that two have not gotten up. Such is the nature of the ego, the pride. It's like a beggar's vessel which never gets full. The more you get, the more you want. No satiation. That greed of respect. So Daksh felt insulted and he cursed Lord Shiv. That this son-in-law of mine, he doesn't know how to behave. I've given my daughter to him and he is not even respecting me. What kind of behavior will he have because he resides in graveyards and he puts ashes on his body? I curse him that there will be no worship of Shiv henceforth in any yajna. At that time, Brahmaji, he contemplated, Nahi ko as janma jagmahi, prabhuta pai jahi madanahi. He said, there is nobody born in this world, in the material realm, Maya, who receives a post and doesn't become proud of it. So the Pad Balashray, Dhan Balashray, Kripaluji Maharaj was talking about it yesterday. It is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. The Bible makes this very powerful statement. Where does the eye of the needle come? Actually, Jerusalem had this fortress around it. And they would have gates. Those gates were so small that when the camel came back, it had to be stripped of all the luggage so it could go through. That was called the eye of the needle. That is why they said it is easier for the camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. And why? The pride will come. I have got so much. Sugriv became proud. He was the friend of Ram. Ram killed Bali and handed the kingdom to Sugriv. And said, all right now, find out where Sita is with the help of all your monkeys and bears. Sugriv receiving this opulence. Now I can drink in ease and I can sleep in comfort and I've got all the luxuries. He forgot all about God. The wealth, the Maya, separated him from God. And Ram, after the Chaturmas, he said to Lakshman, he was supposed to find out about Sita. What is he doing? Go and inquire. Lakshman went to Kishkindha and he asked Sugriv, you were supposed to find out about Sita. Sugriv said, Sita? With Sita. Lakshman got annoyed. With Sita? Should I tell you? The wife of our Prabhu Ram. Ram? Which Ram? Now Lakshman got annoyed. Which Ram? Lakshman can tolerate anything except an insult to Ram. So he put the arrow on his bow. I'll show you what's Ram. Sugriv said, no, it's all coming back to me now. I remember it all. So, that pride of wealth, the pride of beauty, yauvanam dhana sampattihi prabhutvam avivekita ekaikamapyanarthaya kimuyatra chatushtayam. All these things create pride. Prapte tu shodashe varshe gardhabhi chapsarayate. It is said that at the age of 16, even a gadhi, the daughter of the donkey, the gadhi, even she thinks I'm an apsara. The age is such, and the gadha will think he is Kamdev. They'll always carry the comb in their hand, and they keep doing this to their hair. So I asked one lady, why do you keep doing this all the time? She said, Swamiji, this is a hairstyle called flick, so I have to keep flicking it. Unnecessary labor. Once one Gandharv gave darshan to a lady. She was below 30. In USA, everybody is below 30, right? So Gandharv said, ask for a boon. The lady started thinking, what should I ask for? The Gandharv said, should I make you beautiful? The lady said, what? I'm not beautiful. She gave him a slap. So all these different kinds of pride, they are what come in the way. And the Lord is the master of the destitutes. Yadi dainyam tvat kripa hetur natadasti mamanvapi tang kripa kuru radhesha yayate dainyam apnuyam. One devotee prays, O Ish of Radha, you bestow your grace on those who are humble, who see themselves as destitute. So, my Lord, I don't have humility. What to do? That's why your grace is not upon me. So first I pray to you, make me humble. And once I am humble, then you will definitely bestow your grace. That is why in this spiritual realm, the cherished virtue is humbleness, the inner adornment. The external ornaments, they are good. If you purchase them, it will help build the Bay Area Center. But that's about it. The inner ornaments, the virtues are the lasting ones. And those inner ornaments, the crowning virtue on the path of bhakti is humbleness. So, if we hold the crutch of our external attainments and external supports, firstly, we block out the grace of God. And secondly, we become proud. So, the example of Draupadi was all arranged by Sri Krishna to show to us what is the nature of surrender. So what Naradji says here, Anyashrayanam tyagaha, renounce, restrict, do nirodh from your mind of these external crutches. That was ably demonstrated in the surrender, the famous surrender of Draupadi. So Kathavachaks never tire of relating her example. It's such an ideal example. When Yudhishthira lost in the game of dice, he had put at stake his wife Draupadi. Now Duryodhana got the chance to humiliate her, and he asked his brother Dushasana to bring her to the assembly. Dushasan dragged her to the assembly. Nevertheless, reaching there, Draupadi saw big dharmacharyas present. And she thought, what will he do of mine? My 5 husbands are here. The 5 husbands were 5 Mahapurush. Yudhishthira is Dharmaraj, Arjun, Bhimsen. So she looked at Bhimsen. Gadadhari Bhim, the wielder of the Gada. He will come and break Dushasan's head. But Bhimsen, he was a part of the losing team, so he'll put his head down. She looked at Arjun. Now will come Gandhivdhari Arjun and break his teeth. Arjun also lowered his head. One by one, all of them lowered their heads. Draupadi's faith finished. These people can protect me? Absolutely not. The truth is out. Nobody is mine in this world. Then she looked at the Dharmacharyas. There was Bhishma, Kripacharya, Dronacharya. They will help me. They also remained silent. So Draupadi took the support of Swabal Ashray. She caught the cloth in her mouth. Draupadi was extremely strong. She is one of the Panch Kanyas. Even though she is married to 5 husbands, she is one of the Panch Kanyas, 5 maidens, because internally she was a maiden. So she had tremendous strength, and she caught it in her mouth and started remembering Sri Krishna a little bit. Oh, Sri Krishna, I'm in trouble here. At that time, Sri Krishna was in Dwarka with Rukmini having his food. He had one morsel inside the mouth, one in the hand, when Draupadi remembered. So Sri Krishna stopped, froze in that mudra. The morsel in the mouth is not going in, the morsel in the hand is not going to the mouth, and he is looking in front. Rukmini said, my lord, what kind of leela is this? What do you mean? You are leela dhari. But what kind of leela is this? Is there some stone in the food? What's happened? Hey, Rukmini, Draupadi is in trouble. Then go and save her. No, I'm bound by my rules. Anyashrayanam tyaga. She has got in her mind all these different kinds of supports, so I cannot bestow my grace. Now what could Draupadi do? Dushasan was extremely powerful. If Draupadi was equally powerful, that cloth was not that strong. It would have torn. So the moment he jerked, it slipped from her mouth. And Draupadi's faith was withdrawn from every crutch of the world. It is Keshav alone who can save me now. So she lifted her hands and screamed, Govinda Dwarikavasan. O Govind who resides in Dwarka, please come and save me. Now her surrender was complete. That was the moment that God was waiting for. His condition of the Bhagavad Gita, Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja, had been reached. Surrender to me alone. That condition was fulfilled. Immediately the Ambar avatar took place. The cloth kept on increasing. Dushasan kept pulling. He's just pulling and he's sweating. What is happening here? What mill has this cloth been made in? It just doesn't end. It will not end now, because it is God who's increasing it. Poor Dushasan started sweating and fainted out there. But he could not humiliate Draupadi. That was the kind of surrender that God requires to attain Him. Now that kind of surrender you can complete it in this life. You will get His grace. If you say, Swamiji, in this life I've got some other ideas, I'll do it in my next life. All right, you will attain him in your next life. And if you say, no, Swamiji, right now, a few lifetimes, my decision is that actually it is the jalebis and rasgullas which are the real bliss in God, I don't know. Okay, you surrender to him after 100 lifetimes, but when you effect such a surrender, that is when you will draw the grace of God. In this episode of Draupadi, later on, something very humorous took place. Draupadi found a chance to accost Sri Krishna all alone. And then she said, Shyam Sundar, I have a grudge against you. Shyam Sundar said, tell me, what is your grudge? Krishna. Another name for her was Krishna, not Krishna, but Krishna. She is also called Panchali. What is your grudge? She said, you knew that I was in trouble. Why did you take so long? Sri Krishna said, Draupadi, I came, you called me and I came. No, my lord, even after my calling, there was this fraction of a moment's delay. And the matter was so precarious, another moment and it would have been too late. Sri Krishna said, Draupadi, the mistake happened from your side. You know that I am God? Of course. You know that I am everywhere in the world? Of course. You know that I am sitting in your heart? Yes, I do. Then you called out, Govinda Dwarika Vasan. Oh, Sri Krishna is residing in Dwarika. I need your help. I was sitting in your heart. You said like that, so I went running all the way to Dwarka, came running all the way back. Time passed by. You see, God has to reciprocate. Ye yathamam prapadyante tans tathaiva bhajamyaham. As we surrender, He shall reciprocate accordingly. If you say, my Lord, you alone are my support, He'll say, of course. If you say, you are also my support, okay. No, I don't need you. I've got my wealth and my this and that. Okay. You see, it's like a little child. When the child is little, she depends fully on the mother. And the mother fully cares for the child. So the mother was saying, oh, the month of November has come. I have to make a topa moza sweater for my child. Oh, the child has done excreta here. Let me clean it up. The child doesn't care, just lying there and laughing and crying and eating. That's all the child does. But now the child becomes a 5-year-old. Now he starts doing a few things. So the mother stops doing a few things. In equal proportion. Mommy, I wish to go to toilet. Beta, you've become so big, go. Now he's doing a few things. Mother's doing that much less. And the same child is now become an 18-year-old teenager. He's doing everything. Mother has stopped doing everything. Coming from office, the father asks, where is Pappu today? The mother says, he is gone somewhere with his friends, must have gone to see a movie. He's become avara, loafer. Now the mother has distanced herself. Pappu is doing everything. The same Pappu, while coming from school, if he was 20 minutes late, the mother and father would start sweating. What happened? He's a little child. I hope nothing has happened. Let's phone up the school and find out. So when Pappu was doing nothing, mother and father were taking full care. When he started doing a little bit, they started doing a little less. When he started doing everything, they stopped doing everything. True copy is God's law. He says, if you are not surrendered to me, for you, I am the law of karma. I will note your karmas and give the results. As you start surrendering, I note the extent of your surrender and bestow grace accordingly. And when you reach the state of complete surrender, then your whole burden is upon me. Nirbal ke bal ram. जब लगी गज बल अपनो बरत्यो नेकु सरयो नहीं काम निर्बल है जब नाम पुकार्यो आए आधे नाम. As long as Gajraj had faith on his own strength, he was the king elephant. So he was having this duel with the crocodile. So Gajraj had been dragged to the edge of the stream, and the crocodile was in its natural habitat, so slowly it started gaining. Gajraj realized that it's not in my capacity. And that is when he surrendered. And the moment he surrendered, he did not even take the name. He just said, oh, that one God. He lifted a flower and offered it. At that time, Vishnu was with Lakshmi on Ksheer Sagar when Gajraj did his surrender. So Vishnu immediately started off. Lakshmi said, what is happening? So Vishnu said, ha. And by that time he had started moving. But unfortunately his cloth was tied to Lakshmi. So Lakshmi has to move along, otherwise the cloth will come off. Lakshmi also started coming. Garud saw, my masters are leaving. Garud also came. So the whole paraphernalia came along, and the Lord had said, ha. By the time he said, thi, hathi, he had already killed the crocodile. That's why I adhinam. That Lord got attracted by that kind of surrender. So God does protect to the extent of our surrender. No matter what our prarabdha is, when we surrender, He does extend His protection. There is the story of an army that was invading. And the defeated army was running helter-skelter. One of the soldiers from the losing army was running for his life. And he came to a cave. So he thought, let him hide inside the cave. He went and hid there. And then he said, oh Lord, you alone are my protection today. Thy will be done. If you wish, please protect me. The moment he prayed like that, in a few minutes, a spider came and started making a web on the entrance of the cave. He said, what kind of a joke is this? I prayed for the Lord and I have got a spider. And the spider is making this kind of web. Is this God's sense of humor? Laughter, the best medicine even for God. But in a few minutes, the web had completely blocked the entrance. And half an hour later, the army men came. So they said, do you think anybody is hiding in that cave? One of the soldiers said, impossible, there's a spider's web. How could he have slipped under the web? There cannot be anyone here. So the soldiers went off. And that is when he realized, wow, if God is on your side, then a spider's web can be like an iron rod. And if God is not on your side, an iron rod will be like a spider's web. As they say in Bengali, Rakhe Krishna Mare Ke, and Mare Krishna Rakhe Ke. If Krishna decides to protect you, then who can kill you? Vindyana indhana paiye, sagar jurana neera, pare upas kubera ghar, jo vipaksha raghubir. So Kabirji has written that if Raghunath is Vipaksh, withdrawn his grace, you may be in Vindhyachal, but you will not get wood to light a fire in the forest. You may be by the side of the ocean, you will not have water. And you may reside in Kuber's house, but you will have to fast for lack of food. In other words, God's grace will make all the difference. And if you have grace, who can do anything to you?